Hello everyone, welcome to ID Trade. Hope you had a good trading session today. We did have a good one. I'll be showing you the trades that we took today and see the Nifty and Banknifty analysis for tomorrow, Tuesday, 24th August. So first let me start with the Banknifty chart. Let me move to the 5 minutes time frame just to show the trades that we took. See, as we expected, we opened right over here. We had a gap up, pretty big gap up. We opened right at this resistance that we had drawn based on the previous price action. Also there was a gap left, so that gap got filled and the price started moving down. We shorted right over here, right at the R1 when we got this rejection. We shorted and booked the profits over here. This was also a target that we had drawn, this green zone, right? All the green lines in my analysis are the support and the red lines are the resistance lines. And also they act as the targets on the up and the downside. So we did short here and book a profits here exactly over here. We did hit S1. That was our original target, but because of this good green candle right at the support line, right, we got this big candle, so we decided to come out. So we traded in Nifty and it was a good day. So now coming to tomorrow, based on we'll be looking at open interest later on, but it looks a little tricky day with compared to Nifty and Banknifty. I'll be telling you why. Firstly, what I want to show is the daily chart. As mentioned in my previous video, when we were at the low point of the day, I thought we were going to break this. We could see further downside, but we had a good recovery, right? So this doesn't look like a breakdown of the trend line. It looks like it came, touched the trend line, it's moving up. So that's what it looks like. I'm just shifting to a 15 minutes time frame now, and let me just put off the CPR until we find the levels. See, we had a good reversal from this point. Even this line was marked based on the previous price action in my previous video itself, right? So we had a good up move from here. We recovered almost the entire fall we have recovered, but again faced resistance over here. So this red resistance, what I have drawn, I will leave it as it is. I'm not going to remove it. I'm going to keep this even for tomorrow. And this support as well, I'm going to shift this big support line, remove this green zone and shift this line probably a little bit further below, because this is where exactly we reversed, right? So right now it's coming in at 34,855. And in terms of trend lines, I don't see any trend lines that we can make use of. I thought maybe this would work as a trend line. Thought we'll reverse from here. No, we didn't. We went up. So I'll just probably keep this trend line for tomorrow. And now I'm just going to turn on the CPR. See, we again have a very narrow CPR, which could indicate we would get a bit of a trendy move even tomorrow. So see, right now the Dow Jones is trading at 150, DAX is trading at 57, HGX Nifty is trading at 89, but this is at 4:20 p.m. on 23rd. So by the time we open on tomorrow morning, things would have changed for HGX Nifty. So depending on the gap up or gap down, the only trade that I'm looking at tomorrow is, I'll probably think of, if we reach this level, right, say 35,410, 35,400, probably I'll look to short again over here with this pivot as the target and S1. That is the first trade. But in case today evening, if the global markets close on a very bullish note, in that case, if our market is going to go up tomorrow, I'll wait for a break of this level. This is a very good, can act as a very good resistance. See here, exactly we opened here on this day, we exactly took support here, that is around 35,426. So I'll just wait to see if this is taken out on the upside and not immediately enter. What I mean by that is, say we open somewhere over in this region, right, and suddenly we get a bullish move and we pierce through this, I will not enter immediately, because I'm not betting too much on the up move so soon. So just to see if tomorrow is the day that we're going to go up, So just to get a confirmation, I'll wait probably a retest to this line and then if we get a rejection, probably go long until R1 and R2. Since R1 and R2 are wide, probably take 50% of this at about 35,600, keeping 50% of this as the target at about 600. So that's the possibility of the trade for us on the upside. Either we'll look to short at R1 if we get a rejection on the downside, or we'll wait for the price to pierce this red line that I've drawn, the resistance, a retest, and then go long. And for the short side, and coming to the trade on the short side, we have a good support at 35,000 over here. I'll probably have to put another line here. Why, I'll tell you. I'm just going to the open interest chart. This is for Banknifty. Yeah, see the Banknifty, the amount of puts that's written over here is more than the calls. So this indicates that there are more put sellers at 35,000 than the call sellers. And the next resistance is, a good resistance is coming at 35,500. And on the put side, it is 34,500. I don't think we'll go down to 34,400. But if this put sellers add on even tomorrow, right, then it will be very difficult to break this 35,000. So, and there are a good number of call sellers also here. So this strike price can swing either side, can give a momentum on the upside or the downside. So that's why I have added this extra line over here, the green line at 35,000, because we can probably come down and take support again here. In case we take a shot at R1 or at these levels. See, R1 is one possible place where we can short. The other possible place is this red region that I've drawn, right? Today we took resistance here. Again, we might take resistance here, and see either this resistance or R1, either way we short. If we come down this level, this green line at about 35,000 can act as a good support. We could see a reversal because of the open interest as of now. So that's why I've added this line here. That's the trade on the short side. And just in case the global markets turns bearish, if the Dow closes in red and some other news kicks in, then we could see from wherever we open, we could see possible levels of S1, and probably 50% of this at about 34,700 is also a possibility. So all the lines that I've drawn will act as a resistance and support. So I'm going to leave that as it is for Banknifty. And now let's just move on to Nifty. And Nifty also, since we were busy with Banknifty, we didn't take any trade on Nifty. But even Nifty opened at this red line, which we already had, right? And fell and took support at this region. So I'm going to get rid of, okay, this gap is still not filled. So we will, sorry. See, there is this small gap that is still pending. So we'll just still hold this gap position even for tomorrow. And this support line, right, I'll leave it as it is, because see the amount of wicks we formed. I cannot move it over here. This becomes too much on the downside, because we did reverse from here. So I'm going to leave it here, and this entire area will act as a good support. See, based on Friday's video, I had mentioned that 34,000, based on the open interest, it was a good support. So exactly, we took support here, went up, took some resistance at this line, even at this line that we had. Because of this price action, we had this line, we have taken resistance here as well. I'll just quickly put the CPR. See, even in Nifty from R2, we got a rejection and came and touched the pivot level and reversed from the pivot, right? So this level, I'm going to keep it as a good support area. And Nifty has given a bullish scenario. We have a bullish ascending CPR, so, and a narrow CPR. So Nifty is also looking, based on the CPR, it looks like we could have a slightly trending move even tomorrow. See, we need moves like this to make money. Moves like this, we don't make much money, but moves like this, we make a lot of money, right? It's okay, you didn't get the up move, you just got, if you just catch the down move, it's more than enough for intraday, especially for option buying. So the trade possibility in Nifty for tomorrow is, depending on the gap up or gap down, we will look to short once again in this area in case we get a rejection, because there is a good resistance over here, right? So we will look to short at this area, and in case we don't get such a big gap up until here, say we get a gap up somewhere in this region at about 15,520 or something, we will look to short in this region, in this, with this line that is at around 16,537 with the pivot and S1 and this green line as the targets. In case we gap down, I will wait for a retest. Say we gap down and open somewhere over here, I will probably wait for a retest of the CPR pivot or this red line that I have, and then keep S1 and the levels on the downside as the target. I'll be coming up with a video soon of why we need to wait for a retest anytime when there's a breakdown or any type of price action, which is a better way to enter than just directly jumping into the trade. So please stay tuned. So that's the trade possibility for Nifty for tomorrow. Just a quick wrap up, that is, in case we gap down, I'll wait for a retest probably until these levels, this line 16,500 or the pivot, and then aim for lower levels. Or in case we get a gap up, probably I'll try to look for a short over here, 16,591. And if we have a trending day on the upside, probably the only trade for me would be if R1 is broken out on the upside, probably a retest in this area, some type of consolidation around R1, and then when we get a breakout, then I'll probably go long, because this R1 is also the previous day, it's close to the previous day high. So whenever we have to get that good momentum on the upside, right, it comes mostly when the previous day high is broken. So probably when R1 is broken out, we can get a good momentum on the upside, but I don't think we will break all-time high anytime soon. Let's just quickly look at the open interest for Nifty. See, Nifty is looking more bearish compared to Banknifty, because see the number of calls that is written in all the strike prices in 16,500, 16,600 is more than the put. So definitely we won't be going up based on the open interest. As of now, we won't be going up much. So it's because of this open interest data, I have a view that in whether we get a gap up or a gap down, wait for a small intraday pullback up to either this level 16,530 or 16,580, and then probably look for a short. That would be a better trade. So that's the trade plan for Nifty and Banknifty. Tomorrow is looking like a pretty tricky day. Let's just wait and see how it plays out. And that's it, guys, for today. Thank you for watching, and hope these videos are helping you out. In case if they do, please like the video and subscribe to this channel.